Hi, ladies and gentlemen. Sorry about the delay. The last time we broke up, we had a food come out. We were all hungry, fat dudes, except for the guys cutting weight, and we had to eat, and we also needed a refill. But I believe last time when we were left off, we were talking about the Vince McGinnis fight and the Vince McGinnis fight between you and Vince McGinnis. But your last fight against Jay Ellis, how you surprisingly, to my knowledge, I personally like to be Switzerland. I'm neutral. I like everybody. I love everybody in the fight community. I want everybody to grow and develop and get to the big show. But you called out another undefeated professional prospect, Peter Barrett, which blew my mind because I never saw you as the type to do that. What the hell were you thinking?
He's 8-0 and he's undefeated. My biggest thing about it, which I probably would have never called him out if it never happened, was I was on Facebook one day and there was a link that was shared and it said the top 5 prospects in New England to be signed to the UFC. Of course I clicked on it and I think number 3 was Peter Barrett and Manny was below him, and I think I can beat Peter Barrett. So if you think that he's a top 5 prospect and I embarrass him, what does that make me?
Is he on that list?
See, I don't like. I'm not into the drama or whatnot. There was some Facebook drama going on afterwards. I skimmed over it, looked at it, and yada yada yada.
I read the whole thing.
Yep.
You talk on it then. You read the whole thing. I looked over it. Everybody can kick
on that shit.
I don't want to take anybody off. They could all beat me up. So you go ahead and talk, champ.
I don't even know where to go with this.
Nobody does.
I'm going to stay quiet. All I know is that I don't know if you can.
So
I was very surprised. I know that, Joe, if you see him, he's always like, I think Joe's persona is, he's always kind of smiling. He's always kind of the happy-go-lucky guy. Like, like he's even smiling here. Like every walkout picture, he's smiling. So like, he's not that type of like, when you see him, you're not like, oh my God, that guy's a fighter. And he's not like really brash and things like that. So when he just called Pete out, I will be 100% honest. I think I even said in the interview, which we'll watch in a minute, I was just like, I got nothing. I can't even follow this up. I don't know what to say.
we talked to you afterwards. We're like, what do you think of that? I'm glad I don't have your job.
Yeah.
Well, we're in a situation now in the New England fight scene where we got a bunch of guys that are undefeated. 2 of them sitting to my left right here that are really ready to make the next one sitting to my right as well.
I'm technically undefeated as well.
Hey,
Everybody.
You're retired though, just like me. But got a lot of guys in the New England fight scene that are kind of kissing the front steps of the big show.
Yeah, and
Should be ready, at least in my opinion.
A couple people asked me, and like I said, I'll stay neutral as neutral can be. My whole feeling, I think I talked to you guys. You pulled me aside for an interview on fight night, and I think I just kind of said, like, listen, Peter Barrett is 8-0 with cage fights. He was 5-2. He was an amateur champion. He was fighting before JoJo even started fighting. So if you're at that weight class at 155 and up and coming, JoJo was probably watching Peter Barrett when he had aspirations to fight. So he's looking at Peter Barrett climb the ranks, win an amateur title, climb the ranks 8-0. And you'd be a fool if you're a 55er and you want to be a top 55er in New England or even just in cage fights to not think that path wouldn't cross with Peter Barrett. If you're a 35er or a 25er, you're a fool to think that Cupcakes, who's been a staple at cage fights, you won't face him at some point. Or a 35er or a 45er and think that you're crossing that path with Manny Bermudez. Sean Lally, when he was fighting for us, he even said to Carlos Correa, they had a very candid conversation at a weigh-ins when Carlos was making his pro debut and Lally was 4-1 at the time, I believe. He just said, hey, listen, I look up to you, but our paths are probably going to cross one day. I'm just making my debut, but I look forward to fighting and challenging myself against you. Very cordial, but that's just how it is. It's a small community, so, I don't necessarily have any problem with people looking up to guys and saying, I'm going to probably fight him. And I think it'd be foolish for us to pretend that you fight at 120, 125, 135. I'm sure when you see other 135ers fighting, you're kind of mental noting to yourself, like, how would I match up against that guy? How would I do against him? Maybe one day I'll fight him. Oh, he's the top guy at that division? I want to be. In the promotion you fight for, when Andre Sukumtad or Cody Norby, you're probably thinking to yourself, if I want to be the best at this promotion, I'm going to fight those guys.
I sit from a fan's perspective and a community perspective. I love all New England fight scenes. But as a fight fan, I want to be the guy that 30 years from now, when I'm sitting in my rocking chair with heart disease and alcoholism with the beer gut, I want to see someone.
You got
like
one of those
these-
down already.
Heart disease? I want to be telling the grandkids and the kids, it's like, yeah, I remember when that UFC Hall of Fame, it was just a local scene kid, Manny Bermudez, Giannetti, or Rich Santiago, or Peter Barrett, or Cody Norby, or any of those guys. It's like, we're all competing against each other right now, and to us it's a big deal from this local community, but we all have the same end goal. We all have the same end goal. Think about the rivalries that we have between these gyms that are right across the street from each other, literally right across the street from each other. You think they give a shit about that?
That being said, the end goal will be a lot easier for us to reach if we could step over each other.
It would be. It would be. But I
Tell it
want
like it is,
everybody
man.
to make it there. I want everybody to make it there. That's from the fighter's perspective, of course, but from a fan's perspective, who's gotten the chance to know a bunch of these guys throughout New England, and it's like, I'm unbiased and everything, but I want to see everybody make it. Everybody who's worthy make it.
You talk about gyms across the street from each other. This kid literally lives across the street from Peter and Matt's
That's
parents.
crazy.
What? 3 houses down?
That's crazy. So the day
Like the band 3 doors down.
So the day I was gonna fight Max, right? I was driving around. I drove up to the store, drove back. Max is outside shoveling.
Why don't you guys just fight in the backyard and see who's better so you can both make it there?
So Max is outside shoveling. I pull up, I roll down my window. I go, Max. He goes, what? I go, I'm gonna fuck you up later. And then he starts laughing, and then I just drive away.
Christ, I'll rep the fight in the backyard. So it doesn't go on
But
record.
like literally, how many houses down?
Maybe like 5. Like it's like one corner. Like he's on the corner and I'm on the other corner.
Meet you in the middle?
So you guys said you like to stay neutral, so let me stir the pot a little bit.
Oh, shit.
After you called out Peter, I saw you got some blowback on Facebook from 2 particular guys. Tell us about that, and did any of your teammates get involved in the whole thing?
You mean Betancourt and Sean Lowry?
Exactly.
Yeah, they both jumped in. So, I mean, I see where they're coming from. I fought at 170. They both fought at 170, so they wanted to try and fight me.
I'm gonna remove myself from this part of the conversation because
Probably smart.
I'm gonna.
We know what the next segment is.
We know what
We're ready
I'm gonna
for it.
prepare for the next segment.
So, basically, I called out a 55er. I'm supposed to be a 55. That's where I want to fight. Why are you calling me out if you don't fight 55? Then they tried to embarrass me and say, you're a coward because you won't fight me. I said, I'll fight either of you at 155, my normal weight class. They said no, so I told them to shove it. They didn't like it, so other people jumped in, and then my team jumped in. But when it boiled down to it, it was either Pete fights me or Pete doesn't fight me.
Right.
They fight me at 55, or they shut the hell up and go home. That was it. And that's eventually what happened. Everybody shut the hell up and logged off Facebook.
Right. After 10,000
After
comments
10,000.
later.
I read through about a quarter of them. I was just shaking my head through the whole thing and just, yeah.
I think I jumped in a little bit.
I mean, they wanted to step up and talk.
I think that's when I called out Hammersmith. Offer's still there, guys.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's the way you went.
For the mid-fight show. But yeah, so enough of this baby mama drama, whatever the hell you want to call it. But you guys fight from a gym that had 12 fighters on the last card. It was 11. 11 fighters. Originally 12, turned out to be 11. You guys have been on fire when it comes to consistently performing over the past few years. So the next fight card, you guys are both on it, hopefully. I mean, you are for sure. We just made your fight announcement. You're looking for one as well. So that's 2 out of the whole. You guys, I've been to your gym. I've hung out with you guys before. Man down, Mike Danilla's taking some time off. I don't know about Rich Hacking. I know he was looking to get in there after that last fight. So you guys are just constantly working in the gym over there. You just tell me about the day-to-day routine and how it goes week to week at South Shore Sportfighting. 'Cause you guys have a great camp. I love talking to Coach Bill Mahoney every time I get the chance to run into him. He's definitely got a great fight IQ and a great fight mind, and he seems to know all of his fighters very well. So it's quite a remarkable thing to see. So just tell me about the day-to-day stuff that goes on there and how you guys really prep for it.
So we actually went 10-1 for that whole fight card out of the 11 guys. And I mean, that was awesome because we all trained together, really. We just like, we do shark bait, shark bait wrestling. And so like,
I hate shark bait so much.
We did double sessions with each other.
Don't wait together.
Me and a couple other guys, we went to Scott Lockhart's gym at the university to learn Sterling. So we would do like a couple more sessions, me, Johnny, and Frankie. We'd do that, and then we'd come back down at night and then do those sessions too. So, and I mean, we were all working together, so.
Yeah.
We do whatever Bill says.
Yeah.
Like if we go in there and it's kickboxing night and Bill says we're not kickboxing, we're grappling, throw the gloves to the side and grapple. Just do whatever he says. I don't know where his logic comes from, but it obviously plays out.
Yeah,
And like the biggest question that people always ask me before they come through is they always say, is Bill Mahoney a good coach? And I tell them that if he told me to jump off a bridge, no questions asked, I'm going to jump because it's either a 2-foot drop or there's water at the bottom or something I don't know.
What's his quote? He tells you to do something. He goes, "This isn't a suggestion. This is a command." Like while he's in the cage.
Yeah, don't listen to obey.
Yeah, don't listen to obey. I like it. I like it. So like, I know personally from our perspective, we've been training partners for the past few years. I fought under our coaches. He's fought several times under our coaches. And we've got much more of a relaxed, we kind of like sit and shoot the breeze for a bit after a while. Me, fat guy with no gas tank, I roll for 6 minutes, I talk for 10. I roll for 6 minutes, I talk for 10. That's all I can do. Yeah. When I went down there, it was nonstop. It was Bill Mahoney saying, "Hey, if you're not going to be moving, get off the mat. Get the fuck off the mat.
No.
I've got time for it."
About a week ago, a couple of us actually got kicked out. We were talking a little more. That he's like,
Wow.
yeah, he just does not play around. He puts his foot down. He got us talking. We were talking. He called us out, and then we started training. Did the same thing. We were talking a little too much.
That's why he's a good coach, though.
Yeah, he lets you know he doesn't.
Yeah, going down to the roll, I could just tell he's on some tight ship.
Yeah.
And I've always been a fan of that.
He's had plenty of UFC veterans coming from the gym. He's had like Josh, Alexis, Fred Bellaton. He's had.
We're done with the intense talk. You can come back in. You can come back in, sweetie. It's okay.
Listen, I tell everybody who ever listens to me all the time, I'm not Dana White. I can't tell you as a fighter that you suck or you're horrible or you don't move the needle and then expect you to still want to fight for me. So I try to be neutral as neutral can be.
Yeah.
You don't
because
move the needle.
It's like,
you know,
we've commentated for teammates of ours before.
yeah,
It's a difficult thing.
yeah.
Just watching somebody that I know the path that they've taken to get there. And John Aziz, the first time we ever commentated, 19, 20, 21-year-old kid making his amateur debut. And it's like, I remember when he was a teenager.
Yeah.
And seeing him come up and develop himself and whatnot, it's just like watching him go in there. It's so tough to stay neutral through that. So
Yeah.
definitely feel your pain when you're trying to promote all these guys equally.
Even like you guys, like I've trained with you guys, I consider you guys friends. Like when you fought Tony Gravely, he picked you up and slammed you. I was like, oh,
I was there and I was like, oh well, as long as I don't land on my neck, I'm good.
Still?
I know your pain.
Oh, you got picked up and dropped on your head too.
Yeah.
I didn't think he was that strong.
If I'm like, and this is, so take no offense, but Jay Ellis and Tony Gravely beat the snot out of you guys, I'd be calling with the same amount of excitement as it was the other way around because
Be outside your house with a pitchfork.
we'll talk about it later.
I'm telling you, I've had people that, I bet, we laugh and we say it jokingly, but I've had guys, like, hey, you didn't mention me on that interview you did. How come you didn't say this? And it's
It's a stupid thing I want to talk about when people get mad on Facebook and Instagram, and then when you get to them in person, they're all happy and good and stuff.
You
like
know
that.
who we're
I don't
talking
like that
about.
shit.
I don't know what you're talking
I don't know
about.
what you're talking about.
But I will say it's tough. It's a tough, like, especially for you because as commentators or me, like if somebody watches their video now and they hear you make something that they didn't like because you were like, ooh, that was a great win, they might come up to you and you got to be prepared for that. And like same thing with me, I've had people mess with me like, oh, how come you didn't mention my fight on that recap show? And I'm like, man, I can't remember all 18 fights and say all 36 fighters every time. It's a tough thing. So
I call it like I see it. It's easy when we're talking, when the fight's happening. We're just talking about what's actually going on. Right?
Yeah.
There's no shame in saying that you had your back taken and you were almost choked out, no matter what it is. If you had your back taken and were almost choked out and then you reversed it, or you weren't moving the right way, it's like Saforza's fight.
Yeah.
That's one that we haven't seen the recap on yet. But he dominated Spencer Higa on the ground, which was a tremendous fight. I loved watching that fight because Higa fought out of that choke. It was deep, several times in that first round. He fought out of it. And then that second round came around, and those leg kicks charred the leg up of Frank Saforza. I don't know either of the guys really personally, but I'm a
How bad
hometown-
was Frank's leg? You trained with him pretty exclusively.
He was
It was charred up.
for like a good like week and a half after he had to take a little bit of time.
Yeah.
He had to take it pretty easy.
It's like me personally, I scored that second round for Higa because eventually Schwarzer got that takedown and almost took the back and was working the choke. I don't think he sunk in the choke that deep that second round, so it wasn't that big of an imminent threat. But those leg kicks, man, those were getting him limping. He kept circling the same way too and kept eating that leg kick. And Spencer Higa, I hope you get him back in from Hawaii because that kid is a pretty
fun to
dynamic
watch.
kickboxer, man. He was fun to watch and he was tough
I
as hell.
actually bumped into him at the hotel after the fight. He told me he's an undefeated boxer out in Hawaii. He actually beat Dog the Bounty Hunter's son in the boxing match.
No kidding.
Yep.
Fun facts
So,
there.
Spencer Higa, if you're ever watching this, please come on back out. There's an honor call on your fight, man. Super nice
It's
dude.
not good on the
Talk to
pocketbook
him,
though.
but-
Can you know how much flights are
Oh
from
my
Hawaii?
God, I can
Oh, geez. My wife actually said to me, she's like, "So you're gonna fly a fighter in a corner out to Hawaii, but you won't take me to Hawaii? So before I bring you out,
no.
Spencer, I gotta take my wife to Hawaii."
Sorry, Shelley. But, yeah, no. So now you brought that up, I actually want to call out Dog the Bounty Hunter.
Where you at,
The dog,
yo?
if you're out
Where you
there.
at?
I'm here.
Hold on, he fought his son though. You want to fight the old man?
The OG.
If we're doing call-ups, can I? You can fight his wife.
Oh my god.
No, but speaking of those, I remember watching Baby Slice's debut out with Huke Lau and
Yeah.
Chicopee, Mass.
Yeah.
This guy says, you should fight him.
You fight at 170, why not?
I'm 230 right now.
230?
Listen, I don't mess around, man. This stuff gets the better of you sometimes. But